Hello, Lisa here, Interdimensional 5D. If you go to sleep at night and you feel like you've done something, more than likely you have. We consider that you work for the army of the Lord or you're working for the army of the bad guys. Either way, I'm speaking to you. These theorems are based on Dolores Cannon's work, reading the Bible, my own personal experiences, and being an ancient alien theorist. Now, I don't put the wig on at first for a very specific reason. Last night I gave an interesting. When Spirit tells me stuff, no matter how tired I am, if I feel compelled to be out there, I will. And I really don't worry about too much appearances and stuff like that, even though most of the world is operated on how things look, right? That's why you all have car payments and debt, because you really give a shit what other people think about you. You know, when you shred that off your body and mind, in some ways there's a certain amount of freedom, and yet there's not. But I Benedict, they took my hair off, and you're good with that. And I have more to say about the Benedict Cumberbatch bullshit. But before I go into that, I do want. Yesterday, I was so distraught by the messages, but I forgot to say the McGregor. The McGregor turned 60 yesterday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to all you Scorpios. I didn't realize you were one of the Scorpios. There's so many Scorpios in this fucking story. It's not even funny. So happy birthday to the McGregor. As of yesterday, he was 60. I got that message yesterday, and then other things took over. So I'm going to do a effing continuation on this Kennedy-centered thing. But let me get. I'm pissed. You know, I've found out there's some actors who work on TV. You know, they'll make $3 or $4 million. I don't know if it's per episode or per season. And yet I'm in a TV show called The Kingdom. I'm in the first 2 episodes. Never been paid. I don't have a fucking dime. There's a trust fund in my name that everybody seems to enjoy but me. Now, I have to wonder why Spirit had me show everybody the pictures of me and Tom. And I have to wonder if my sister didn't start paying people off to give Tom blowjobs and to separate me from somebody who really loved me. And I wonder if that best friend was paid and has been paid by my sister ever since those fucking photographs were taken. And if that's the case, I hope you all go to jail. Now, I put my wig on because it upsets some people to see my hair that way. And yes, it's not easy to get a job when you look the way I do now. In Sam's Club, they have a thing that you have to read to listen to about people who go through bereftness in their family, to watch out for them. They might become shooters because they're distraught. The Tattletale Society. It's disgusting. I have some boom boom messages for the end. Now, trigger warning. I gave my happy birthday to Mr. McGregor. Trigger warning on this message. It will contain very descriptive negative stuff. I heard this morning someone talking that Albert, my brother, said there's no way that she could know about the Kennedy Center. I asked Spirit, was he invited? And they said yes. That insults me. That guy's not a gifted speaker. He's a closet faggot. who won't come out of the closet. Michael the angel said Ben wants to kill himself. I suggested he should. Seppuku. It's an honorable way to go. Seppuku. I believe it's honorable. And as I write this, his energy is at my vagina opening, which they call the well. And I can feel his hunger. Not happening, buddy. But Ben, it's not pretty. Why would you want to be in the well? It's not pretty enough for you. And then I asked Spirit, why? Why have you done this to me? I'm down to only a few $1,000s, wondering how I'm going to reestablish at my age after being grossly, mentally, and physically tortured. I am lucky I received a small settlement from an age discrimination suit. And I'm going to have to use the majority of that to move. So Benedict was going to speak to everyone about the formation of his kingdom, a reality TV show where a group of the elites watch into regular people's lives. Now, I've been talking about this, people. Some of you don't fucking believe me, but it's fucking true. They put CCTV cameras in your home. The government has an ability of the cameras that are like dust, okay? So you won't even know where they are unless you're a manic cleaner, which sometimes I try to be, and you keep that dust. And then whatever they can't do to you with their energy weapons, because they have so much fucking money, they'll pay, if you're in an apartment, the custodian or the guy who runs it, they'll pay them to be able to go into your home. They'll pay off your neighbors, as they've done to me. Where's that piece of metal? When I first showed up here, the neighbor across the street did very much harassing stuff to us. And then there was nothing wrong with the grill of my car. But my grill in the front completely disappeared, so I'd look like a vagabond in this fucking ritzy neighborhood, right? So I found the piece of metal as I've been, working on my car that was scored. If you look at it, there's scorch marks that my grill was scorched off by somebody in this neighborhood and disappeared. That's the kind of harassment I've been going through. Besides the emotional harassment that they can do with energy weapons. Thank you, Barack Obama. So Benedict was going to speak. Maybe he still is, because he's a greedy son of a bitch, evidently. To everyone about the formation of his kingdom. A reality TV show wherein a group of elites watch into regular people's lives. Now, I heard an acronym say today, she's not high. I don't need to be high to hear you motherfuckers. And I've heard Kathleen Kennedy, as she's watched my family watch TV in their bedroom, say it's like watching The Simpsons. You fucking bitch. Me and my family were one of those families. They watch and you see them affect is emotionally and physically with energy weapons. I evidently star in the first 2 episodes of this kingdom. And I can't go into it why Spirit wants to withhold certain information. However, I've never been paid. Oshun showed me what was done to me, and it's immoral and heinous, done under the guise of spiritual, what's the word, Spirit? They're using the word renunciation. I don't know how that affects. Somehow they're trying to prove that they're more spiritual than other people. Yet, they've literally killed people, okay? They have a reality TV show wherein they kill people. And they want you to watch it. And they're going to put it under the guise of being theatrical. However, as theatrics, they have empty houses all over America where they enlist people like my ex-husband Greg, who enjoys mutilating and torturing people. And you, the viewer, would watch in real time people being killed. You, the fans, would never know, right? Because it's theater. Now, pig mask, and I'm supposed to show you the pig mask. Now, I can remote view, and this is horrible, people. You have no idea what I've seen these people do. And I'm going to this is where it gets explicit. This is the pig mask. Designed by an actress. She's got the connection in Texas with a toy manufacturer. Now, where the eyes and the nose, snout, and the mouth are open holes, okay? Now, how they do this, I don't know. But they'll strap that onto a young girl's face. They mostly put it on women. And then I don't know if that person is in a machine or they have objects or they just use their physical body. But they smash the faces so that stuff oozes out of the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. So that's how they kill you. After they do all sorts of things to that woman and her body. Then they smash the face so it comes out. And this is what you would be watching on TV. That's entertainment. That's Benedict Cumberbatch's fucking kingdom. And God said no. Now, I don't know how many more I've said this before, these videos I'm going to do, because seriously, my room is in chaos. I'm literally packing up, and in a very few short days, I might get on and tell you where I am and what I'm doing, and I might not. I have to see what Spirit says. But evidently, this was my mission. And I heard Ashley say, you fucking bitch, that I'm dangerous. No, you know what? You being in your ivory tower, being judgmental, is far more dangerous than I am. You hypocritical fucking bitch. I hope you fall down some stairs today and break most of your bones. I know that's not very godlike, but I'm sick to death of being put down, being emotionally tortured. Here's what they did to my grandson. They caused a skin tag to grow on his nose. And they can do that. They can do it with the use of the energy weapons and their personal manipulation of energy towards that kid. And they emotionally abuse a child with autism, Asperger's syndrome, which is easy to manipulate. Now, my daughters had to pull him out of 3 schools. And my daughter and my son-in-law are probably on the dark web having sex. And they make money off of this. They make money off of watching you in your regular home. It's disgusting. So please bear with me. I do believe in God, but this makes me angry. And trust me when I say, God uses the word fuck. And just so you pastors and you fucking preachers out there, I'm told there's guys in jail that love me for saying that and have been converted because they know their God uses the word fuck. So go fuck yourselves, you higher than mighty preachers, that you think it's okay that young women are having their faces pushed out of a pig mask. Now here are the effects of what they can do via energy weapons and witchcraft. And when they want to go further, they just pay your neighbors to go into your house and fuck with you. Now that costs money. But instead of taking care of the well, they decided they needed to put the well on the street. And that, a bunch of people are going to pay for. Trust me on that one. And they cause harm to your property by invading the space. And herein I was supposed to show you the piece of metal, but I did it ahead of time. And you can see the score marks on this metal where it was cut with some sort of torch, and that's how my grill was taken off. Okay, so I read everything that Spirit wanted me to read, but I want to go through the list of what they can do. So they can come into your house and move your stuff around. They can steal your house, steal stuff from your home. They can manipulate and move things through the 5D space. They can enter your vagina and you can feel like you're being effed at night by them through the 5D. It's very convincing and it's very real. I consider it rape now in lieu of, I was in love with Victor. I'm no longer knowing that he was going to go to the Kennedy Center, or still is, and talk about me and present me as the star of their show. Should I tell how? And I can't tell you why I was the star, okay? Because that's in the court case. It's going to come out. And it's heinous. It's heinous beyond all belief. And it puts me somewhere I don't want to be. It makes me into something and somebody I am not and I don't want to be. The only reason why I still live is because God wants you to know there is a fucking God. And he's so mad, he does say fuck. Missing personal items. Bad omens. Bad omens. Dead squirrels, dead cats. Dead mice, dead things around your house. Bad omens. Bad smells. Bad attitudes from your family when you know they're not like that. Bad omens come in a lot of different ways. Always having certain weather follow you around. Random negative thoughts. Oh, they love to play with the thoughts. I heard my husband, Greg, say last night, Lisa, you're a fucking idiot. We'll find out about that. Broken relationships. When all of your relationships go awry, it's those fucking people with energy weapons. Strange objects on your property. Like all of a sudden stuff shows up. Usually this stuff will have some form of spell on it. Signs of a curse, inexplicable illness and or injury that just shows up out of nowhere for no reason. A string of bad luck. Here we got bad weather over your house and bad weather that follows you. Your toilet backing up. You never had a problem with plumbing, and then all of a sudden it just backs up and backs up and backs up. There's people who specialize in backing your toilet up. That's their witchcraft specialty. Oh boy, aren't you something for that? Itching, creating itching. Oh, and there's Liz, this gal named Liz, that's her speciality, to give you breakouts and skin rashes. And all you have to do is say reverse it. Reverse itching. Feelings of being watched. However, feelings of being watched can come from natural spirits and ghosts being around you. Ghosts like to watch people, okay? You're involved in a witch war, strange animal occurrences, and I've seen a lot of that. A lot of these people can possess people, okay? They can get into you for a few minutes, into the human body, and they can get into the animals to be monitoring spirits. Now, I've seen this time and time again. Now, here's the interesting part. Good people who watch over people can do that as well, as the McGregor can get into Gypsy the dog, okay? But also, other people can get into Gypsy as well. Now, this is where it's interesting. When you are at my level of awareness of this stuff, a lot of times we have past life animals that follow with us. I have Nichols the cat here, okay? So when Liz gets into the cats, Nichols shows up, even though I can't see her. She F's with the cats and keeps them away. I've watched this scenario for a whole effing year. They get into the dogs. If your dogs are like very fine with each other, then all of a sudden they start fighting. You've got somebody manipulating your animals, okay? Broken glass everywhere, just showing up for no apparent reason. And the list can really go on and on. Bad attitudes within your family. All of a sudden somebody doesn't want to be, bad smells, especially if you're in the bedroom and you smell shit whilst you're getting ready to go to bed. Somebody's doing what they call shit fuck, so that if you have sex with your husband, that it sucks. Or you're going to get an infection out of nowhere. Vaginal infections out of nowhere. That's their speciality, is to mess with the woman's vagina. Itching in the vagina. Being felt like you're being cut on the inside. Strange bruises and marks, or feeling like you're being punctured in your veins. You are, through the 5D experience. Headaches. Headaches sometimes are from quantum entanglement. When you're quantumly entangled with certain people, certain parts of your brain light up and they can telepathically communicate with you. And the little bit of twinge of pain here and there is that you can feel them be emotional. Both anger and passion feel the same way. But once again, use your discernment. You have to be at this elevation and understand that you work for the army of the Lord, or you're actually working for the bad guys. And to some of you people who aren't quite elevated here, if shit just keeps happening over and over and over again, it's a good possibility you are being victimized. In which case, pray. Pray to God to help for deliverance. That's my only suggestion to you. Now, there are some things you can do, and I'm going to show you, since this might be one of my few last videos, how you can block yourself in, because I've heard them say, now they have satellite telemetry, Mr. Elon Musk and his fucking bullshit up in space. I hope that guy gets deported, his bank system is frozen, and that he's totally stripped of any power. Because he's a big, he gives to churches and then they use those churches for human sacrifice and other ritualistic things. He's not a Christian, okay? But he plays the Christian game. And he plays it well. When he gets on a and there's documentaries of him, he seems very soft-spoken, very educated, blah, 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 blah. But I'm sorry, he's a vile and vicious fomenter of evil. In his kingdom, he funds part of this, but Benedict Cumberbatch funds it mostly. Mr. I'll never run out of pentacles. I call him the Sultan of Swing. Anyway, here's what you can do. I'm going to show you. This works for me. And I've heard Catherine say, I can't see in there anymore. They're so fucking loud. When you do your sonic resonancy, you're going to be shocked at what you can hear. Okay? Especially if you have a fish tank. Oh, the fish tank, I can't wait to move out of here. I don't really want to hear the voices in the fish tank. They say too much. That's how I know about the Kennedy Center. Because y'all talk too much. They never stop talking. I guess that's the cocaine. They never sleep and they never stop talking. And they fuck each other. They fuck everything. They fuck. I think that's all they think about is fucking. It's disgusting. But here's what I do to block in my space, okay? Think of you're closing in your space around your entire home. And so I make a square, right? A square with an X in it. Boom, 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 boom. And then you do the ceiling, you do the floor, you do behind you, you do the sides, and then I take it an extra and I just create a barrier of blockage. Block. And you say the words block, protect. Block and protect. And then you're going to envision you have concave mirrors. Reflect all magic. And there's the words. You've done magic to block yourself in. I hope that helps you today. If you've been suffering the way I do, you have my deepest condolences and sympathy. Because it's not easy to go through. It's mental torture. It's gang stalking on a spiritual level. And I sure hope as fuck that somebody figures it out. Now, I want to say something about the government shutdowns. This is coming from your psychic fucking friend. There are so many people who've had their identity stolen by these perverts that the government seriously has to sort through who's who and what's what. The government will reopen. And you all should pray for Donald Trump because he is under this attack bigger than you can ever fucking imagine. Him and Vladimir Putin. And there's 2 kings involved in this. And I hope those kingdoms of those kings crumble. Now, I'm going to give the boom boom messages and call this good. If you run into somebody and they ask, you're a young girl, and they ask you to put this pig mask on, don't do it. Even if you like bondage sexually, which, you know, that can be fun if you trust the people, don't do it. They'll push your face out. Now, this is a weird message. I don't really understand it. Lady Chindy was in Arkansas talking about the power muses with somebody, and there was a Crazy Cat solo vibe that has to do with it. Now, I don't know what this message means. Maybe this will trip somebody's trigger out there. I think that guy who plays Doctor Strange has had his heart weighed, and he's been thrown out with the trash. He didn't make the grade. He's done. That guy's fucking done. I wouldn't be surprised if bad things happen to him. Now, to some of us who've been through this bullshit, big change is coming. Hopefully, if you've been through this fucking shit that I've been through, and I know there's an actor out there, a nice looking man who's gone through hell, big change is coming. And the angels are supporting this change. There's going to be, somebody's going to find love and have a celestial kiss. And there'll be a lot of fawning with that. So be open to receive. Okay? Anyway, that's all I have to say. Sorry about the violence and the vehemence, but it's a tough road to hoe. Okay? When you're at this level and you are in the army of the Lord, know you're going to go through some serious stuff. And each of us holds a piece of the puzzle. So each of us goes through something slightly different. Okay? But it'll all come together in the end. I can only hope God is really in control. And I pray for my own personal deliverance. And as I pray for my deliverance, I pray for your deliverance as well. Because at some point, this bullshit needs to end. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you to my hidden helpers. I know you guys are out there. Anyway, remember, I think a lot of you are amazing, and I absolutely do love you. Bye now.